My name is Henry. I'm 90 years old, and I'm going to tell you something most people don't want to hear until it's too late. You know what's funny? When you're young, you think you've got all the time in the world. Then you blink, and you're me. I've been a hospice volunteer for 12 years now. I've sat beside hundreds of people in their final days, held their hands, listened to their stories, heard their last confessions. And I can tell you something with absolute certainty. What people regret at the end is not what the self-help books tell you. Everyone talks about the big regrets, don't they? I wish I'd traveled more. I wish I'd been richer. I wish I'd been more successful. Hogwash. You know how many people on their deathbed told me they wished they'd spent more time at the office? 0. How many wish they'd bought a bigger house? 0. How many wish they'd gotten that promotion they were chasing? Not a single soul. The first real regret is the phone calls they didn't make. I sat with a woman named Margaret 3 years ago, 84 years old, sharp as a tack until the very end. She kept asking for her phone, kept saying she needed to call her sister, Ruth. They'd had a fight 23 years earlier about something so trivial neither of them could remember what started it. Pride kept them apart for 2 decades. Ruth had died 6 months before Margaret. You should have seen Margaret's face when her daughter told her, the sound that came out of her, pauses, composing himself. It wasn't quite human. It was grief and regret mixed together into something primal. I waited too long, she whispered. I always thought there'd be more time. Listen to me. That person you're not talking to, that friend you had a falling out with, that family member you're too stubborn to call. You don't have as much time as you think you do. None of us do. The second thing people regret, the moments they were too busy for. Not the big moments. People usually show up for those. I'm talking about the Tuesday afternoons, the random Saturday mornings, the "Dad, can you play with me?" when you were checking emails, the "Mom, want to take a walk?" when you were cleaning the house. I remember my grandson, little Tommy. He must have been 7 years old. He brought me a book, Where the Wild Things Are, and asked me to read it. I was watching the news, some political thing I can't even remember now. I told him, "Not now, buddy, Grandpa's busy." He said okay and walked away. Didn't ask again. You know why I remember this so clearly? Because it was a pattern. How many times did I say "not now"? How many little moments did I trade for things that meant nothing? Tommy's 32 now, wonderful young man, but I can't get those moments back. And here's the thing that haunts me. He doesn't even remember asking, but I do. I remember every time I chose something else. Third regret, living someone else's version of success. I was a lawyer for 43 years, made partner at one of the biggest firms in the city. My father was so proud. You know what I wanted to be, a music teacher. I loved music, loved kids, but my father said, "Music? That's not a real career, Henry. You're smart. You go to law school." So I did, and I was good at it. Made a lot of money. Had the respect. Had the big office with the view. And I was miserable for 4 decades. Don't get me wrong. I had a good life. I'm not complaining. But whenever I hear someone playing piano, even now, I feel this ache, this little voice that says, "That could have been you." How many people are living their parents' dreams, their spouses' dreams, society's dreams, everyone's dreams but their own? Fourth, the risks they didn't take. And I don't mean bungee jumping or skydiving. I mean the emotional risks. Telling someone you love them, starting that business, moving to that city, asking for help when you needed it, being vulnerable instead of safe. A man named Robert told me 3 days before he died about a woman named Claire. They worked together in the 1960s. He was in love with her, completely, utterly in love. But he never told her. He was afraid she'd say no, afraid it would be awkward, afraid of looking foolish. She married someone else. He married someone else. Both marriages were fine, just fine. 60 years later, he found out from a mutual friend that Claire had been in love with him too. She'd been waiting for him to make a move. They'd both spent 60 years wondering, what if, when the answer was yes all along. Fifth regret, and this one breaks my heart every time. They didn't tell people how much they mattered. We assume people know. Oh, they know I love them. They know I appreciate them. Do they? When's the last time you told your mother she was a good mom? When's the last time you told your best friend that they made your life better just by being in it? When's the last time you thanked the person who believed in you when no one else did? My wife Dorothy died 11 years ago, married for 58 years. I thought I told her I loved her enough. I thought she knew. After she passed, I found a box in her closet. Inside were greeting cards, napkins, even a gum wrapper. Anything I'd ever written I love you on. She'd saved every single one. If I'd known, I would have written it 1,000 times more. You know what people never regret? The time they wasted with people they loved, the money they spent on experiences with family, the career advancement they sacrificed to be present, the sleep they lost comforting a crying child. Nobody says, I wish I'd spent less time with my kids. Nobody says, I wish I'd skipped that family dinner. Nobody says, I wish I'd been less kind. Here's what I've learned sitting beside all those dying people. Regret isn't really about the things you did or didn't do. It's deeper than that. It's about the person you didn't let yourself be. The you that was too scared to be authentic. The you that cared too much what others thought. The you that played it safe instead of playing it true. At the end, when you're taking those final breaths, you're not thinking about your resume. You're thinking about moments, connections, love given and received, the times you were brave enough to be real. You're thinking about whether you lived like you meant it. The beautiful and terrible truth is this: you're making the choice right now, today, this moment. You're choosing what you'll regret or what you'll celebrate. You're choosing connection or isolation, courage or safety, truth or pretense. And here's the secret nobody tells you. It's never too late until it's too late. That phone call you need to make it today. That dream you've been pushing down, start today. That person you need to forgive, including yourself, do it today. Because someday you'll be 90 years old like me, or you'll be lying in a hospital bed somewhere and you'll look back on this moment right now and you'll either think, I'm so glad I didn't wait, or why didn't I do it when I had the chance? I don't know how much time I have left, could be years, could be weeks, but I'll tell you what I'm not going to regret. I'm not going to regret this conversation. I'm not going to regret telling you the truth, and starting tomorrow I'm going to call my grandson Tommy and ask him if he wants to read a book together. It's never too late to start getting it right. Don't wait, my friend, please don't wait.